The truth about Marine Le Pen's interesting ascent to success. The topic of today's video will be one of the most discussed and frequently covered members of the political class in both French and international media. According to several polls, this politician, who is best known for serving as the leader of the National Rally political party in France, has risen to the position of the second most popular politician in the country. You're looking at Marine Le Pen, the presidential candidate for the French Rassemblement National Party. Even though she lost the race for the French presidency to incumbent Emmanuel Macron by 17 percentage points back in April 2022, she is unquestionably on the rise in terms of popularity. What made her a public figure? Is it her political party, her wealth, or is it her patriotism for the nation? Watch the video all the way to the end as we explore this well-known politician's politically colored childhood, professional course of action, wealth, and much more. Marine Le Pen, sometimes known as MLP, took over leading the RN from her father, Jean-Marie Le Pen, in 2011. Her political awakening arose when she was 8 years old after witnessing a bombing at her family home in Paris. It was one of her more formative moments in life. Marion Anne Perrine Le Pen was born in 1968 to Jean-Marie Le Pen, a Breton politician and former paratrooper, and his wife Pierrette. Coming from Neuilly-sur-Seine, Marion was raised as a Roman Catholic and is the youngest of the couple's 3 children. Marine excelled academically and completed her high school at Lycée Florent Schmitt in St. Cloud, Paris. She then went to Panthéon-Assas University, one of the best legal schools in France, where she obtained her master's degree in law in 1991 and a Master of Advanced Studies in Criminal Law in 1992. Following graduation, MLP began her career by enrolling in the Paris Bar Association in 1992. For the next 6 years, she worked as a public defender. Up until 1998, when she joined the National Front's legal team, she was a member of the Paris Bar. Le Pen went on to become part of the National Front, FN, the dominant right-wing political group that opposed France's mainstream conservative parties from the 1970s until the early 21st centuries. It was established in 1972 by Jean-Marie Le Pen, a well-known politician in France who also happens to be Marine's father. Infamously accused of xenophobia and anti-Semitism by his rivals, Jean-Marie was a contentious personality who repeatedly ran for the presidency. Miss Le Pen began her political career when she was just 18 years old in 1986. In 1988, she won the election as a regional councillor for Pas-de-Calais, giving her her first political position. She joined the FN's legal division that same year and served as its head until 2003. Since then, she has held a number of positions, including president of Generations Le Pen in 2000, a loose association of the party, member of the FN Executive Committee, and vice president of the FN in 2003. Additionally, MLP was able to run her father's presidential campaign in 2006, which aided in her appointment as the FN's executive vice president in 2007. Le Pen ran for the Pas-de-Calais 14th seat in the 2007 parliamentary election, finishing second to Albert Facon, the sitting member. She has held a number of regional and municipal positions in the Nord-Pas-de-Calais government as well, where she also led the National Front to a successful showing in the regional elections held there in 2009. Although Marine started her political journey at the age of 18, a catastrophic incident happened when she was only 8 years old that taught her what politics were and how difficult it was to live with a Le Pen name. According to reports, 5 kilograms of dynamite were left on the landing outside the flat at Villepoyer, and the entire building's front was shattered by the blast. However, the issue of who sought to kill the Le Pen family on the night of November 1, 1976, remains unsolved. In her autobiography, Le Pen has written extensively about the wreckage, smoke, and trauma her family suffered. The attack strongly impacted her life, and she more deeply realized that her family weren't like others, and they wouldn't ever be treated that way. There was animosity instead of sympathy. At the age of 16, Marine had to face the news of her mother's unexplained disappearance from the family, which was another trauma she had to deal with. She detailed the pain in her autobiography, saying, "What I suffered was the most awful, cruel, crushing of pains of the heart. My mother did not love me." And in 1987, Le Pen's parents divorced. Today, Marine Le Pen, the mother of 3, is generally described as having a harsh exterior, Could it be that the challenging psychological circumstances she had as a youngster have given her a strong mind and a firm sense of self-reliance? This emphasizes the point that the FN's current unimaginable levels of strength may have been achieved in part because of her persistence. Le Pen disassociated herself from some of her father and the party's more extreme viewpoints as she grew out of her father's shadow to become a national icon in her own right. She supported the National Front's long-standing anti-immigration policy while redefining the party's historic Euroscepticism as French nationalism. The European political ideology known as Euroscepticism encourages withdrawal from the European Union. She was also a prominent opponent of the anti-Semitism that had previously sidelined the party. Anti-Semitism is the prejudice or hatred of Jews, while nationalism is the belief that one's own country is better than all the others. She declared that the National Front would change its name to the Rassemblement National Rally, in June 2018 in an apparent effort to disassociate the party from its explicitly neo-fascist and anti-Semitic history. Le Pen was chosen to represent the FN in the 2012 presidential election in May 2011. Despite the fact that she was unsuccessful in winning the presidency, the votes she received were the National Front's best ever performance in a presidential election, exceeding even her father's results in 2002. MLP announced her second attempt to win the presidency of France in the 2017 election, but she was unsuccessful as the political tycoon Emmanuel Macron ultimately beat her and won the election and is still in office today. If you're curious about President Macron's lavish lifestyle, check out our video on him. Le Pen re-announced her third run for the 2022 French presidency in 2020, giving her supporters hope that their third attempt would be lucky. Once more, she came up short in the election, disappointing her followers and re-electing Emmanuel Macron as France's leader. This raises a crucial question. Given that she was the most liked politician, why did Marine Le Pen fail to come out on top in any presidential elections? Is it due to her party? Or is it that France doesn't want an MLP administration with some of her problematic policies that may violate both the French Constitution and international treaties? Her uncompromising and persistent anti-immigration and anti-EU agenda is well known to all. During her recent years in the RN party, MLP would have accumulated much in terms of wealth. According to some sources, MLP is one of France's wealthiest politicians. Her net worth was estimated to be $850,000 as of 2021 by Celebrity Net Worth. The blonde, strong-featured lady is said to own a share in the St. Cloud estate owned by the Le Pen family in addition to other real estate holdings, yet the majority of the financial details about her assets are unknown. According to recent reports, after Le Pen stepped down from her leadership in the party back in 2021, a 27-year-old Jordan Bardella has been elected to lead RN and has been entrusted with broadening the party's appeal to younger voters. Bardella is a loyal mate of Marine Le Pen, and most of his ideas are not very different from hers. This marks the first time in 50 years that the party has been led by someone other than a Le Pen. It should be highlighted that in every election of the 21st century, youth support for the far-right French presidential candidate has increased. For the first time in its 50-year history, the primary far-right party is not headed by a Le Pen. Nevertheless, the party's true power still rests with Marine Le Pen, who is predicted to run for president once more in 2027, so the action doesn't indicate a significant change in the party's course. Anything is imaginable in light of France's revolutionary history and its political class. We are interested in hearing your thoughts in the comments section below. Do share.